Good morning, guys. This is day 2 of the Weatherly Hillclimb. I did okay yesterday. I'm getting my fears out of the way. As you guys know, I crashed the Type R, so I got to work on that this weekend, and I've been doing pretty good, I think.
Let's pause the intro a little bit here. I want to show you guys what happens here a lot. People are tuning their cars and getting ready for day 2, trying to improve on yesterday, making sure everything's working fine and right. I had to take a pause and meander over and kind of take a look at what he's up to. Pretty sweet seeing this, basically a Formula car. I don't know what it is, Formula 2, Formula 3, doesn't matter. This is super cool. That's a big wing, and he's just there making sure his engine is tuned right and running right.
So the goal for today is to break into under 65 seconds. 65 seconds is pretty much the break-even point where you're considered slow or maybe kind of fast. The really fast cars are under a minute, 60 seconds. I don't think I'll be able to get that with the Prelude, unfortunately. The Type R, I might have with some practice, of course. But with the Prelude, I think anything under 65, I'd be extremely happy with. She's running really nicely, very reliable, as you guys know. 240,000 miles on this thing, so it's not exactly fresh, but it's a Honda. She'll run, and I'll keep beating her up, and she'll keep taking it. So we'll see what she can do today. We'll see what I can do today. It's really my fault. I'm not fully committing to the turns. I'm not sending it as much as I usually would. I fully send it, you know I do, but yesterday, day 1 of racing, I really was careful. And really me getting back on the horse. I haven't been racing since the accident, and I wanted to come back, and I'm here. So let's see what we do, guys.
As I said before, one of the coolest things about this is that there's a whole bunch of really cool cars here, really prepared. Everyone's excited to bring their cars and run them. And I'm showing you here one of my favorites. This is the Integra GSR with a turbo on it. It's driven by 2 people. I believe they're a couple. And I also believe they're from England, or they at least have a British accent. I'm sorry if I got that country wrong. But awesome people. They drive the car very well. I love seeing them going down up into the hill. It sounds amazing. This is very well prepped. It's got the Sparco seats, and both passenger and driver seats are in there, so I think it's pretty cool, and it's a very fast car. Maybe one day I'll go ahead and turbo or supercharge my Prelude. We'll see if that happens. So as with any competition or race event, there's always a driver's meeting, and this is the driver's meeting for Sunday. And they basically explain the track conditions, what to expect, things to look for, and other things that are very important. So make sure you don't miss your driver's meeting if you ever attend one of these hill climbs. Like I said, everyone that's here is very good people, so it's also a good time to say hi to your competitors and just say hello to everybody else, and maybe grab some donuts and coffee to get ready. Let's stop by and say hello to Jody Miller, one of my main competitors and a buddy of mine. And now it's prep time. Time to go make sure your tire pressures are set right, make sure your engine's running right, make sure you have fuel, make sure you have basically everything you need for a day of racing up a hill. Now this RX-7 is pretty awesome looking. Love that wing. Let's go take a look at the old cat. What's going on back here? I wanted to take a look. And lo and behold, we're putting fuel in. Looks like a proper fuel cell in that thing. She's been driving this thing for quite a while. That's her husband putting in the fuel into her car. Very nice crew chief indeed. Can't wait to see this thing go up the hill. Now, it's not fast or anything, but it is super awesome to see this thing go up the hill.
at the starting line.
Alrighty, time to get started. Let's go up the hill in my little Prelude.
Elias is driving a 97 Honda Prelude, Class DSP. Next at the starting line is car number 86, being driven.
All right, there we go. Now this is a much faster uphill climb than the previous ones, and I felt much more comfortable there. Now keep in mind that I'm running very heat cycled old used tires. I actually bought them used off eBay, and I've been using them for 2 years now, so they're pretty old. And yeah, with that said, also I could definitely get a lot more time if I was way more aggressive on turn 1. I needed to dissuade my fears and just send it. We'll see if I do it. I think I have 1 or 2 more times before the day is over. Let's take a moment now to admire one of the crowd favorites here. I call it the General Lee. We probably have different names for it, but he is a Weatherly local, so this is basically his hill climb. He does a number of things with this. They call it a modified. I think they use these type of cars for oval track racing. So he just puts some giant slick on it and puts some advertising on it and sends it up the hills. I've seen this car for about 3 years now, and it's super awesome. I mean, this is one of the best builds out there. I love how that radiator is just hanging out on the side, on the right. It's a super tight fit in there. And it sounds amazing, as you can imagine. It is a V8, so let's see what it can do. Alrighty, that was super fun. Now let's get right back to it. Let's climb this hill again.
Alright, let's go.
So that was the second fastest that actually went up the hill. It was a 67.2. Now I do go a tiny bit faster in my last run, which is coming right up here, and it looks super fun. Let's go ahead and go up the run and finish this up and get on with the show.
When I first saw that, I thought, is there more structure?
Well, there you have it. That concludes Weatherly Hillclimb. Super fun hill climb. Really loved it. I had a ton of fun, and I was happy that it was the hill climb that brought me back into racing after my accident. I had a 67.0 run. I did not get my below 65 second run, and I know I could have. I know the car has it in her, but I did not have it in myself to do it. However, I do go ahead and do other runs. I go to the time trial national tour at Thompson. I go to other time trials. I go to track days. So if you don't want to miss out on those, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.